Dad is one of those great fathers who never missed a t-ball game or a football game. I think that his actions should just prove to everybody else what an incredible person he is.
Every moment I have with my son is bonus time. And I look at him and think, man, I'm glad you're here. I'm really glad you're here.
Next.
A zookeeper's job entails a great deal of risk. Small human oversights can have catastrophic effects.
People who care for wild animals know just how unpredictable they can be. On December 29th, 1994, 26-year-old zookeeper Judy McAuliffe was starting her usual morning rounds, putting out food and cleaning the exhibits at the Riverside Zoo in Scottsbluff, Nebraska, unaware that everything was not as it should be. The director at the zoo is Paul Price.
A zookeeper's job is very structured and very routine because it is a job that entails a great deal of risk and potential danger.
We don't have to fix that pool.
You need to concentrate on what you're doing, double check and triple check everything that you do. Small human oversights can have catastrophic effects.
We'll get to that. See you later.
Kelly Jensen was another zookeeper on duty that morning.
I went up to the zebra exhibit, and Judy was going to the cats.
Judy knew the cat had been locked up the night before, so she made the assumption that the cat wasn't present in the enclosure.
I just heard the short, startled scream. I knew that she was still cleaning somewhere around the cats. I ran through the cat building, opened the door there, and then I saw Judy.
See anybody? I need anybody down to cats now. Sure.
An announcement came that there was an emergency situation in the leopard exhibit. I envisioned that we had an animal escape.
911 emergency?
This is Riverside Zoo. We need an ambulance.
Okay, what's going on?
We have a tiger that has a keeper down, maybe loose. We're not exactly sure.
All right, I'll get him on the way.
Come on, Jess. Come here. Come here. Come on.
She wasn't moving.
Come on.
I tried to get the cat to come at me,
Come on.
just get him as far away from her
Come on, Jess.
as possible.
Come here.
He just looked at me.
Come on. Come on, Jess. Come on. Kelly? Got Chaz in with Judy. Lock the door. Lock the door.
Okay, let's get that cat off.
I had Bob secure the area, and then together we both screamed at him.
Hey, get off there, cat. Get off there.
The biggest concern I had was that the cat would attack her again.
Judy, can you hear me? Judy! Can you hear me, Judy? Get off her, cat.
I was still banging on this drain pipe, and Bob was hitting the fence, and he finally backed off from her.
Come on, there, cat.
Come on, Chaz.
Judy,
Come on.
can you hear me?
Come on.
Judy! Judy!
Judy's down.
Leopards usually inflict a single bite to the throat and crush the trachea and kill by suffocation.
Got it. Right now. Move it. Kelly, I need something.
I knew that she was, if not dead, she was gravely injured, and that we needed to get her out immediately.
Give me a shovel.
Okay.
Give me something. Let's go. Let's move it right now. Let's go.
He brought back a Rubbermaid trash can lid and a squeegee.
Where's the shovel?
She's got the shovel inside with her.
Well, keep the squeegee. I can't do anything with that. Okay, now, you're going to follow me. Stay with me now.
Okay.
When a leopard becomes possessive, you You can't take anything away from them that they don't want to let go of.
Now, stay close.
We were afraid that he's going to challenge us for Judy, which was his prey.
Close. And if the cat comes at me, close the gate and wait for the rifle.
Okay.
Easy. Easy, Chaz. Steady. Easy, Chaz. Easy. Easy. Easy, Chaz. Easy. Easy, Chaz.
I kind of held my breath a little bit and thought, hey, you know, here it comes. But then he backed off.
Easy. 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 Easy, Chaz. Easy. 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 Easy.
Once we got her out, I turned back around and looked at her. And I thought, she's dead.
The zoo veterinarian came to help, along with curator Caroline Meek.
You're going to be okay, Judy.
When he pulled her out, Judy just looked ghastly. Her color was like concrete.
Watch her breathing.
She was so limp and so gray.
Do CPR here. Keep it.
You're going to be all right.
She started gasping for air. There's 4 big puncture wounds through her throat.
It's going to be all right.
It's all right. Keep her airway open.
She exhaled, and she started blowing foamy blood out the holes in her neck,
Good, you with us?
and out her mouth, and out her nostrils.
Easy.
I was horrified.
Within 5 minutes, Valley Ambulance paramedic Dan Nation and his partner arrived on the scene.
Leopards either try to choke their victim down or try to snap their neck. Well, we knew she had an airway problem, but whether she had crushed her trachea, how long she had been without air, and whether she'd fractured a neck, that was our biggest concern.
You're going to be okay, Judy. It's going to be all right. You're going to be all right.
She was in serious danger. She might have been without oxygen long enough that even though she was alive, long term could have meant a stroke or brain death.
Getting ready to go inside the ambulance now. Okay. We need to get our main O2 tank turned off.
I went because someone's going to have to be calling the shots on behalf of Judy. Her parents lived in California, and she didn't have any relatives here. That's my person. I'm responsible for that person.
At Regional West Medical Center, 26-year-old Judy McAuliffe was examined by ear, nose, and throat doctor James Massey.
3. Okay.
She was in severe danger.
Okay.
She continued to leak air from the injury in her voice box. That air then traveled under the skin into her chest and continued to compress her lungs. Had that gone on a great deal longer, she wouldn't have had the ability to breathe.
Yes, Mr. McAuliffe.
Paul called Judy's parents from the hospital.
At the Riverside Zoo.
I told them it was a very serious situation and that we didn't know if she was going to make it or not.
We're in the emergency room now.
The biggest thing that I wanted to do was to assure her parents that Judy wasn't alone.
The CAT scan showed that 2 of the main arteries that supply the brain were clotted and no longer providing blood to the brain. A large incision was made in her neck for the purpose of exploring those arteries to be sure that they were not on the verge of rupturing, and that she had good circulation to her brain from the remaining 2 arteries. Then we proceeded with a reconstruction of her voice box and her trachea.
Michaela and William McAuliffe flew to Nebraska to be with their youngest daughter.
She was coming out of surgery, dopey, but she recognized us. She couldn't say anything, of course, but there was just a piece about her.
I think she'll make it.
I love Judy. She's a very special girl, and she's very deep. She makes me smile with my heart.
Ted McGoldridge, that is the director at the Santa Barbara Zoo, him and I went to rock school together.
Judy's recovery has been remarkably quick.
The improvement was amazing. Just you can see it by the hour. But I never expected her to be back to work in 2 weeks.
Gonna be a real true zookeeper.
Blessing is that she doesn't remember anything. Doesn't think a thing of it. Well, those things happen, I think, is her attitude. She'll just be a little more careful next time.
So, here they are. They're both, Oh, yeah, they're together. Look at there. Your buddies, Judy.
Yes,
Pretty kitty.
I think I was in a hurry, and I got careless, and I assumed the cat was not in there.
Him and her this close together.
I don't have any emotional hang-ups about it, but I am a whole lot more careful than I used to be. I believe I said that very same thing.
Is that what you said? An exact quote. When a person goes through something like this, either they decide zookeeping's not for me, or they're the best employee that you're ever going to have. You would choose not to season your zookeepers in this manner, but when this does happen, you thank God for every day that you're alive, because you're lucky to be here.
And growling just enough to say, hey, what's going on?
The doctors were very skillful. The firemen and the paramedics were wonderful, but the zoo director that pulled her out has to be the hero. I feel that he's saved her life.
You like these icky things? Yummy, that's good stuff, huh? What's that? Well, I really enjoy the chimpanzees. I've been working with them for almost 4 years now, and I think of them as hairy people. That's a good boy. I love being a zookeeper. I couldn't be anything else.